Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today, I want to talk about the Biden administration's behind closed doors war on guns. That's right, they've taken the battle against guns to a different level because they have lost the original battle. I think we all know the original battle was they were going to just make it illegal to own most things. Make you a criminal just for exercising your Second Amendment rights, and therefore they were going to be able to disarm all but the people that they choose to have firearms. That was their goal. They even tried to convince people that, the Second Amendment, it doesn't apply to individuals, and it doesn't apply for self-defense. You know, they've been saying that for years. They were even lying and saying the Supreme Court has always upheld that it's not a individual right. The Supreme Court never said that. And now the Supreme Court says it most definitely is an individual right. And not only that, but they have the right to defend themselves in their home and outside their homes with firearms. They have a right to bear them, not just keep them, like the Constitution says. So they have lost that battle, at least for another generation. Not really a lot to worry about there. So they've had to shift tactics. And I've talked before how they're doing things like assault weapons bans and magazine limits, and they're trying to push them through because it won't really stop anyone from owning anything, because even they admit that, once these see the inside of a courtroom, they'll fall. But they can cripple manufacturers, retailers, distributors, because if they can't produce and sell the product even for 6 months to a year while it's going through the courts, if no injunctions are issued, they could cripple 80% of the gun industry. A lot of the gun industry counts on that money that comes in from AR sales and sporting rifle sales to, other semi-automatic sporting rifles. They count on that money to stay alive and make a profit, especially a lot of retailers on the gun store level. So they can bankrupt all of them in a very short period of time. That's one thing they're doing with these things. But I think the main use for the assault weapons ban and magazine limits is as a distraction. So the ordinary people like you and me can be distracted by politicians and gun groups making big deals about things they know won't stand up to scrutiny, while other things are being done that are far more damaging, because it is easy to hide little things they do. And one of the things they're doing right now is they're trying to, like I said, with the assault weapons ban, etc., they're trying to limit what products they can sell for at least a certain amount of time. But they're also going after small gun distributors, gun shops, etc., and closing them down. An example is JM Gun Repairs in Florida. This was a family business. Everybody who worked there was family. And it was about to be taken over by the grandson, who was going to be the third generation owner of this business. But the ATF went in, gave them a routine audit, and closed them down. And a lot of people might say, if the ATF went in and audited them and they got closed down, they must have been doing something illegal. They must have been giving guns to the wrong people. No. They are not even accused, not even once, of providing a firearm to someone that shouldn't have had it. What they have been accused of is making clerical errors. Sometimes not even by the shop. I've seen the types of clerical errors that the ATF points out in paperwork. They'll say things like, this person wrote the wrong date. It says the 9th over here. They wrote to the 8th. Cross that out, fix it. Not a big deal. Or, someone signed below the line here, or their signature's illegible, whatever. Just little paperwork errors. You need to call them, get them to come in here, sign where they're supposed to sign. Where they missed an initial spot, you need to call them, get them in here, make them initial it. Nobody who shouldn't own a gun has a gun. It's just clerical errors. Now, in the past, they used to just basically hand you a pen and say, hey, you fix the things you can, and if there's anything the customer has to fix, call them in, have them fix it. You have like a week. That's how they used to deal with it. Now they're closing businesses down for this. This business, the JM Gun Repair, perfect example of it. I've seen this from several gun shops. This is not an isolated thing. They've been coming in looking for paperwork errors and trying to shut businesses down based on paperwork errors. Not selling guns illegally or possessing illegal items or trafficking to people who shouldn't have them or engaging in gun trafficking or straw purchases. Just making an error on a form. Because that way they can take your license away. And not only are they denying you a means to make a living in the gun industry, but they're the people who counted on you for gun repair, gun sales, etc. Now they're left with no option other than like online or big box stores. And here's the thing. Once they get everybody to go to big box stores and online stores, you might be saying, well, as long as we have those, we'll always be all right. No, once they get you away from local retailers, once they close them down, take their licenses, distributors, etc., and the only bastion of gun sales is now big box stores and online, big online shops, well, then all they have to do with a stroke of a pen is say, well, through online commerce laws, we're going to make it to where you can't buy a gun from another state and import it to another state. You actually have to be present at the point of sale. That's all they'd have to do. That way, online gun sales are gone. Then you just have big box stores. Big box stores notoriously turn on gun owners. As soon as the government gives them any pressure whatsoever, you got to remember, gun shops make all their money off guns, gun-related stuff, etc., ammo. These big box stores, they make 99.5% off their money off shoes and hunting equipment, etc., tents, burners, all that stuff. And they make like maybe 0.5%, maybe 1 or 2% off of firearms and firearm-related accessories. So to them, a lot of the time, it actually is barely breaking even what they pay the employee to work the counter, what they make in gun sales. So it's nothing to them to say, yeah, we'll just cut that part out of our business because we don't make enough money off it to make it worth it. And it might even be preventing some people from shopping here because they don't want to shop here. They'll go to REI or something because they don't sell guns. So big box stores turn on us on a dime. You can't count on them. And the government can easily take away across state line sales. That could be years in the courts if they did that. And how many businesses you think would stay open? The online businesses would go out really quick. They go under really quick. So that's what they're doing right now. And I've been telling people this for years. When they first started doing stuff in Oregon and Washington trying to get these anti-gun laws passed, I've said these are eventually going to fail under constitutional scrutiny, but they'll do enough damage to the infrastructure of the gun industry that they'll pretty much wipe it out in this country if they get their way. That was always their plan B. And now that plan A has collapsed on them, they have moved on to plan B. That's what we're seeing. They are actively trying to cripple the infrastructure of the gun industry. They want to remove FFLs. They want to make it hard for them to sell their most profitable products, even if it's just for a short period of time. These are the things they're doing. The stuff like, an assault weapons ban or magazine limits, those are distractions and a means to an end as far as hurting distributors. They're not really a way to keep guns out of the hands of people or accessories out of the hands of people because, like I said, they know these will not survive seeing the inside of a courtroom. They will fail. And that's, like I said, going to be true for the next generation. So they have moved on. If we can't make it illegal to buy them, we're just going to make it to where they can't find it anywhere. And you might be saying, well, there'll still be some. Well, yeah, there'll still be some. There'll be some manufacturers that manage to stay alive, some distributors that manage to stay alive, some gun shops that manage to stay alive. But guns will be so scarce that they'll triple in price, at least double in price. And a lot of people can't afford guns now who would love to be able to defend themselves. In fact, I run a charity making it possible for people who can't afford to buy a gun now to get one. That's what TYMP Pistol Project is. It's because a lot of people have been priced out of the self-defense market. And if they achieve that on an even greater level to where no one in the middle class, it's like buying a car. You have to go get it financed and save up for it, etc. If they can do that, well, then only the elite will have guns. Because believe me, police will still be being supplied guns like crazy, even if the government has to start making them. So will the army. So will the elite. You think people like the billionaires aren't going to have armed guards and even their own private little armies some of them have? That's still going to be a case. And the government keeps building more and more private little armies. Those will all still be armed. The only difference is the average American won't be able to afford to even buy a gun. So pay attention, people. It's okay to be concerned about things like assault weapons bans, etc., but no, they're not going to survive the courts. Treat them accordingly. But pay attention to the real fight right now. And that is the fact, like I said, that they are trying to cripple the infrastructure of the industry. So stop helping them. Buy local if you can. Buy from your local shops. Don't depend on online. Don't buy from big box stores. Like I said, they are not on your side. They'll turn on you in a minute. And pay attention when these little businesses are being harassed by the ATF, because that's their main goal right now. Like I said, if they can't take away the guns, they're going to take away your means to get them. And right now, they're doing it full force. They're doing their best. So we need to start paying attention to the things that are the biggest threat. And that way, we can fight back in the most effective way possible. All right, everybody, with that being said, I am done for the day. But before I go, I want to remind everyone that we are finished with the Fur Friends Animal Rescue. We ended up raising just at $11,000. It was just a little under, so we pushed it up to $11,000. We still will have some expenses to pay later, but we will deal with those later, like I told you in the live chat. But it was a huge success. I want to thank all the people that participated, especially those that always participate big, like Louis Foose and Karen Woodson and Mark Sipes and all the names that I couldn't even possibly name all of them right now. You may think I don't notice that you all always help and help big, but I do. So thanks to everyone. If you donated $5 or $250, thanks to all of you. You made it a huge success. Once again, a lot of animals are going to be saved because of this. So thank you. And if you want to see who wins the gift certificate, come to the live chat tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific time. We have a live chat every night at 6 p.m. Pacific time, except for Monday and Wednesday when it's at 5 p.m. So if you want to come over and join in the fun, and like I said, and you can handle a little weirdness, come on over and then join in the chat and see who won that gift certificate. See if you've got the golden ticket. Better to have a golden ticket than a golden shower, unless you're into that. But thanks everybody that participated. Huge success. I'm very happy. I'm very grateful for everyone that participated. But like I said, if you want to see if you won, come on over tonight at 6 p.m. And with that being said, I am out of here. And I just want to remind everyone out there to always carry and stay safe until I see you again. That's been their goal for many years, just make it illegal for people to own more and more. They used to try to go after gun owners and say, you can't. Today, I want to talk about a few things. God damn it. Or behind doors war, back doors war would be a different thing, I guess. They're behind doors. And while these things like assault weapons bans and distributors can't distribute them, etc. You know what I'm trying to say. What are you thumping?